Welcome to my next episode of Part Your Lips with my friend Kelly. She decided to get on with us today and tell us a little bit about yourself.
Thanks for having me,
Yeah.
first of all. My name is Tally. I live in the Houston area. I won't say where.
No, yeah.
Cristi creeping.
Don't tell people where you live. That's great.
I am a mom of two. I am a business professional. I work in the legal world,
PR world.
the personal injury world.
She's invited me to some parties. They've been fun.
Yes. Attorneys do the most for sure. I love it. I've been in that world for 5 years and it's been a really, really interesting time.
I love it.
Yeah.
So Telly, I met Telly when she answered one of our model call days, I think. We you had known Lindsay already, and then we asked you to be a model, and we kind of just hit it off. Like, I don't know how adults make friends anymore these days because I feel like making friends is so hard. I purposely don't go out there to like meet new friends. I'm actually very like, I like my friends and I don't need more. But
Right.
she ended up in my chair and we ended up talking and we just hit it off. And so I feel like that's how I end up making new friendships these days is one of my clients, right? They just end up in my chair and then we hit it off. And so she invited me out one night. Was that the first night we went out? I don't know, but we've hit it off. And then we've hung out. We talk here and there. We both have very busy lives, obviously. And so it's just nice to be able to catch up.
It is. You know what I love about our friendship, and I say this a lot, is we respect each other's time.
Yeah.
And I've had friendships and I still do. Like there's some friends that you have to really, really manage and maintain. And I'm very much like the phone works two ways.
Yeah.
If you call me, I will answer or I will text you or, if you text me back, like whichever, or
What
I
was
will
your
call.
sign again?
I'm a Leo.
Oh.
I am.
Yeah.
I know. Which is, yeah.
Okay.
But I love that a lot of my friends are business women. They're leaders. I love being around leaders.
Yeah.
I can't be around a lot of followers. I notice because I want people to have their own thoughts and friends. And there are friend groups that they need somebody to lead. But no, there are a lot of friend groups that they need to have their leader and then have their minions of followers. And that's fine. It works for them. That's their dynamic. But for me, I love having, everybody has their own opinions and political views and, religious views and everything. And we all kind of come together, and when we do, it's like, it could have been 2 years since I've seen you. And I'm not like, wow, you haven't called me. It's like, well, I haven't called you either. Like that. Like it works two ways and it's okay because we're busy. Yeah, I respect that you're a mom. You have your business. You have all these things going on in your life. I have all these things happening in my life. So when we catch up, we have the best time. And I'm not like, okay, I need to check in with Kristi. She's going to be mad at me.
Yeah.
I can't do that. I can't.
Oh my God. Okay. So I had a former friend who was like that. And mind you, she was very intentional. And I appreciate that about people, right? So some people that's what they need in their friendships.
Sure.
And I'm not like that. Like, you're not my partner. I don't need to be checking in with you all the time. I get maybe that's how some friendships work, and I'm not knocking it. But again, busy mom of 3. I, at the time, worked full time, was trying to start up a business, things like that. At the time, I was like also married. So if I don't text you for over a week or 2, like that's fine.
You're still good.
Right.
Y'all are okay. And you shouldn't have to explain that either.
Or like
have an excuse for why.
I'll get like a text message almost like I'm in a relationship with somebody. And it's like a long text. Hey, I feel like the vibes are off. I haven't heard from you. Like, what's going on? And I'm just like, huh?
It's giving me anxiety just talking.
I'm not very, and it would give me anxiety because it almost felt like I had to tiptoe around that friend and like walk on eggshells because I'm just like, but because you haven't heard from me.
Right.
And I was like, but I guess for me, I don't check on any of my friends like that. Yeah. Like, if they need me, they can also call and we'll reach out and it's fine. And it's not like time is lost when we hang out. It's like, oh, what's been new? What's up? But everyone has their own lives going on, kids, activities, sports. And I'm just like, I don't have the time to be like, hey, I haven't heard from you.
Right.
Or like,
you're very intuitive and I'm intuitive too. So it can be like, I don't know why. And I'll just be like, hey, how are you? Like quick, but and you're just like, girl, I'm going through it. And it's like quick and, to the point. But sometimes we have like this little draw to each other where it's like, I haven't, I need to check in. Like, and usually it's something is happening or going on.
And I'll check in with certain friends, like every now and then. Hey, haven't heard from you in a while. Like, hope everything is well, but not like, no, I'm never going to guilt trip my friend for being busy and living your life. Like, they're living your life. Right. And that's fine. And then, I think it's as an adult, actually, I realized this because obviously friendships when we were younger is different. I even had a friend and I was like, oh, maybe it's because she doesn't have kids and she's not married or something. But it's like, hey, like you said this to me, but you didn't do this. And I'm like, but a phone works both ways. So you can also check in. You can also clarify. And, it was just like, and I told this person, I was like, it feels like I'm always hitting you up. And I'm always reaching out to you. I'm always asking you, like, do you want to go do this? Do you want to hang out? Do you want to have dinner? Do you want to do this? Like, it's like a one-way street. And I'm tired of being like that in my friendships because if you don't value me or my time and you don't see our friendship as something that's valuable to you, you don't want to reach out ever, then that's fine. Yeah. No hard feelings because like we grow apart as years go by. And it's not saying that you were ever a bad friend. It's just like, we grew apart and we have different priorities and that's fine.
Friendships have seasons and sometimes they're for a lifetime and sometimes that person is in your life for, a little bit of time, but they had a purpose or you had a purpose for them. It's not always about what you're getting from it. It can also be about, the universal line for y'all to meet and you may have been put in their life and that's okay. Like, not every fallout, or separation of a friendship has to be this like catastrophic event either. Like you can just walk away from it. Just like, you know what? I have boundaries and I have things that I, value and we're not aligned on that and nothing against you. I wish you well, but or you just kind of like slowly withdraw and that's okay.
And it's like, or if they don't even notice the withdrawal, I'm just like, okay, well, fine. Okay.
Like, we're good.
Yeah. But, and that's what, again, I also appreciate that about our friendship because it doesn't have to be like this big old thing.
It's not work or effort or exhausting.
So let's jump into aesthetic.
Okay. Yes.
Yes. So tell me, like, what have you had done?
Okay.
Aesthetically.
So
no gatekeeping.
I'm an open book. Like I'm very much because honestly, whenever I had some of my work done, I have people come to me and ask me, or people see my scar and they're like, "Oh, I've always wanted to have that," and I'll be like, "Okay, here's a great doctor. I would suggest or." For, recovery, definitely like with breast augmentation, take anything from a top shelf, put it on the counter. Like you don't want to reach because you don't want to feel like somebody all the time. So I had a breast augmentation when I was 19.
Okay.
And it was probably my least favorite.
Really?
The first one.
Okay.
So the first one, at the time I was modeling and my agency, I was doing more like swimwear and lingerie modeling. And so my agency at the time, kind of chose for me.
Oh, fair.
Yeah. And so I got...
Did they pay for it?
No.
Oh.
I mean, the jobs did later, but it's letting...
Yeah,
but yeah, it was one of those things where at that time, I'm 5'7". I was maybe 118 pounds. I was teeny tiny, just a stick. And I got 500 cc's per. And they were huge. They were so big. And honestly, I felt like they made me look bigger because when you're wearing a button-up shirt, like there's this billowing happens. And it was something that I didn't love. I was barely an A at the beginning. And so I was stretched beyond max. And so it was too big for my body. And so I had them for over 10 years. And then once I had my kids, I knew, they were at their max point anyways. And they got really big during pregnancy, like humongous.
Yeah. I mean, when the milk came in,
it was
kind of rapid.
Girl, it was like my boobs would walk into the room and 5 minutes later I would arrive. It was so bad. But,
oh my God.
So after kids, I was 234 pounds after my kids. And I just, I was on bed rest and I had my kids, they're 11 months apart. So I just gained and I was stretched beyond capacity in my stomach. And so I had diastasis as well in my abs. And so I had to get a tummy tuck And just because I ended up, so I went from 234 pounds, 250 pounds, and to 150 pounds. So I lost a lot of weight and I lost it fast. I lost it in a matter of 3 months because I entered a fitness competition.
That's why.
And no matter what, I was going to be on that stage at the end. And that to me was a way for me to mentally be like, you got to lose this because you got to be in a bikini on that stage. And I did it. I placed second to last. So, but you know what? That was for me, like, it wasn't a matter of play. I knew I wasn't going to place.
Okay.
That's why I never slam anybody that goes to competitions or does competitions because their goal is different than anybody else's. I know I wasn't a professional competitor. Like, I knew that. I went because I knew me, and if I was on the stage, I would force myself to lose that weight fast. But I did. I lost it really quick. Extreme dieting. Had an amazing personal trainer. Her name is Ariel at Lifetime. She was awesome.
Awesome.
But had a lot of skin and had a lot of, just loose. So I got the tummy tuck. And then at that time, I had a breast lift and new implants put in.
Mm-hmm.
And Dr. Mintz, shout out. He's amazing.
You like Dr. Mintz?
Yes, I love Dr. Mintz. And it was cool because they actually had empty implants.
Mm-hmm.
And I went 2 weeks later and he filled me an office and I got to choose the size.
Oh, did you have saline?
Yes.
Yeah.
So I literally was like, I was like, can I take this pump home and like on nights out, how?
Oh my God.
I was like, it was so crazy though. But so I chose a side and I went with a more natural. And so I've had breast twice, augmentation and breast lift. And then I've had a tummy tuck for all the extra skin. And that's it as far as surgical procedures go. I've had my lips injected and we're on the process of letting them calm down. And I went to a different injector. I'm not going to put names out there, but they ended up not being, I don't know how to put this without like slamming. They ended up not using products that they were supposed to that were FDA approved. And so I had to let them dissolve and do their thing over time. So that's the process that we're in right now. And then Botox is my best friend. I'm due for it. Botox works for me in my profession because I'm in court and I do not need to have an expression on my face. You can probably say a little bit more in the sense of like
we did a little here balancing. I mean, your cheeks were good. I would say I still think there's filler in your lips, so you still need to dissolve.
Yeah.
You could do it.
They were migrating. I did I remember whenever I first met you, you were like,
they don't look as bad. Like, I'm sorry, not bad, but they don't look as
honest
migrated, but I can still see it. So I would still dissolve. And I think you just need a little chin shadow, and it'll snatch you up.
It always cracks me up because I can tell when she's like
assessing, and I try.
And she has this little like mode. She's like, I'm like, oh my God, you're mapping my face from now.
I'm trying not to. I swear. Like, I really can't imagine when people probably. No, you're not an ogre, but I'm like, okay, this is where I would add a little bit of filler. I'll put them a little here. Some people, when let's say they have super migrated lips, like they're huge, like huge DSLs. I have to like avoid eye contact. Like, I have to look at anything else because it's like you said, it walks into the room first and then the rest of you follows. That's how I feel with certain people and their aesthetic procedure. But I'm not going to knock it. Some people want to look like that, and that's fine. That's not really my taste. That's not what the look I give my patients, but it's hard to not look anywhere else.
There's a spectrum though, and I always have said that like there's a spectrum when it comes to aesthetics, and you always go to the the injector that fits your type,
your aesthetic.
And I'm a natural. Like, I have no problem. Like, I'm not one of those like, oh, I don't get anything done, or don't ask me. Like, I don't gatekeep, but I definitely like to be on I'd say like the Lindsay Lohan side where she is now, where it's like, ooh,
okay, but you obviously know she's had a lot.
Well, she had it before and after. Yeah. But if she like gradually did it, I feel like nobody would
have noticed. Right.
And so it's just like, she doesn't, like, that she's done something, but you can't pinpoint what it is. And I'm definitely on the natural side of the spectrum. Like, that things are done and her forehead isn't moving at times and like that kind of stuff. But then, some women like the appearance of, getting injected, and they want people to notice, and they feel like, but
they want like the big ass lips, the big. Okay, but then Yeah, I tell patients all the time, anytime I do a consultation or when I meet new people and they're like, I don't want to look fake. So I'm like, does my face look fake to you? Because I've definitely had a lot of, not a whole lot, but I've definitely done aesthetic treatments to my face, right? They're like, oh, well, no, you don't look fake. And I said, I find that a lot of patients will have the same resemblance as their injector.
Yes.
So
100%.
if their injector's look is big lips, like you can tell that, they're looking like a Instagram or Snapchat filter, but it looks kind of, I don't want to say the word fake. I'm not trying to offend people, but
It's obvious.
yes,
it's just obvious.
they look like that too, but that's the look that they like. So that's what they want, right? And then you have people who are more undetectable, and a lot of their patients are undetectable, which is fine. That's what I strive for with my look for patients. And it's not for everyone. I mean, I'm not going to knock if you want to look like a Bratz doll. But typically your injector looks like a Bratz doll too. Yeah. And then, it's.
Do you go where you like? Yeah, I definitely, like I said, I've known Lindsay for a long time. Lindsay's injected me before when she was mobile, and she's natural, and and then when I met you, very natural, and just I want to look fresh. That's kind of the best way to describe it. I'm turning 40 in August, so I just want to I'm okay with turning 40. I just want to look rested. I don't want to look 20 years younger. I just want to look okay,
You want to look refreshed.
Life isn't lifing right now.
Yeah. You look vibrant. Yeah, right. I saw a reel that a well-known injector put out, and she was like, I'm not trying to look young. I'm trying to look well rested, refreshed, vibrant. I don't want to look like I'm as old as my age is. And that's exactly how I feel, because I feel like I've definitely glowed up with time. I feel like aesthetically 30s is where it's at for me. But I know I can't look like this forever, but I don't want to look like that,
So you're just self-aware, and you do it for you. I do it for me. I've been asked before.
Oh, I absolutely do.
Why do you do that? Why do you do that to yourself? Or you're trying to get attention, or you're trying to please others, or you're trying to, do it for a man, or do it for, I'm like, no, I do it for me. I feel better. And if I feel better, then I'm going to carry myself differently. And if I feel better, then I'm going to feel more confident for my man, or, all those things. So it's it's really for me. I don't care.
Have you dated a man who was like, oh, I don't like that you do this?
Them. I feel I feel well, I won't say my ex-husband was actually very okay with all of it. He took me, we even had a Botox day, where we went together. He was very, very chill about it. He was nervous at first because he thought that I was going to be the inflated look. And when he realized that it's more natural, then he would go and get Botox. So he was actually super, super cool. And he noticed that it did make me feel better. It made me feel, a lot more confident.
Yeah.
But the majority of them, it's they're so rude that I just don't see why you do that to yourself. And it's I'm not doing anything to myself, but I feel better. And so, I've gotten, the majority of them don't.
That's so interesting. So I've only had one ex that would comment on my clothing and different things that I would do to myself. And I would tell this person all the time, I don't think you really like me for me.
I said that. I
don't think you really like me for me.
I don't think you like me.
Because these things are not new for me. I've not done these things. I don't ever do anything for anybody else. So the only surgical enhancement I've had is my boobs. And I'm actually maybe overdue to get mine done. I know they can last longer than 10 years. My 10 years was last year. So I'm trying to make it to 15 before I switch them out. I actually want to go a little bit bigger, but everyone around me is like, no, Kristi, it looks so good. And I was just like, I want them to look semi-fake. Just where you
push the higher profile. Yeah, I get that.
Because they're so natural. I breastfed. And so whatever. But I've never done anything enhancement wise for the sake of a man.
No.
And to be honest, no man has paid for anything that I've aesthetically done for myself either. This has been out of my own pocket. But my partners, whoever I was with, whenever I do different things, or even my, injectables, no one was ever like, no, you shouldn't do it, because I personally, I don't know. I just don't choose men who like do that for me. That one guy, and I don't know what the fuck I was thinking with that person in general, but I would tell him all the time, I was like, I don't think you like me for me, because these are things about me that I used to do way before you. Yeah, I tell a guy, I'm like, hey, I dress the way I want to dress. I like how I dress. It's not for the attention of other men. I'm not dressing. I dress like this because I feel good about myself. If I'm in a sexy dress and my boobs are pushed up to my chin or like my ass is out, I look good. Like I've definitely.
And I want a man that's like, yeah, I'm with,
Feels
yeah,
tough.
she's going home with me. Like that to me, like I dress up for myself and to feel confident, but it's not for other men's attention.
No.
If I'm with my man, like I want them to be like, yeah, she's she's going home with
She's
me.
a bad bitch.
I want him to be more confident.
Yeah.
I'm like, that's a baddie.
Yeah.
He's got some kids and she's, you know, but
still
she's
looks like that, you know?
Yeah.
And so that's exactly how I feel now. I will say in my relationship with my man, I do turn it down a little bit when I'm not with him because I just, you know, I just out of respect, right? But I definitely when I tell him when I'm with you, I'm wearing whatever the fuck I want to wear because you're there, right?
You're there.
And but that's how I've always
I
been.
feel safe and comfortable.
Yeah, if you want to date me, you have to also well, no one's dating me anymore. But you have to be comfortable in the fact that I will wear whatever, like, I will wear whatever I want to wear, and you're not going to tell me to cover up.
This is me before, well, this is me when you met me, when you took me on my first couple of dates. And while all of a sudden now, like social media too, like I get all the time, guys are like, oh, I don't like social media. And like, when we met, you knew that I had a social media presence. You knew that it was public. You knew that I modeled. You knew all these things. But now, 6 months down the road, it's an issue. But yet, like it's like while and all these guys, I'm like, I don't respond to them. Like
I will say I post less thirst traps in a relationship. Like I'm not. Well, I'm not single, right?
Engaging
and I'm not
any of the stuff that is.
Sometimes I'm like, oh, I look really good. My makeup's on point today. My hair's on point. So I'm gonna take a picture. But do I take? I will say, I guess my pictures, and not that they were ever scandalous, but I'm not posting that. And like, well, same goes for my man. The respect that he shows me, like he's really into fitness. He has a great body.
Yeah.
And he shows it off. And it'll be on his page or whatever. But is he posting a shirtless selfie every day? No. Like he's clothed anytime he's in the
And that's what he had when y'all first started talking.
Yeah.
So it's like that to me is your opportunity to go, you know what? This isn't really what I'm into.
Yeah.
Like I know that this is what you do and I know that you have a social media presence or I know that this is how you post, but that's your opportunity to just kind of withdraw. Like
and be like, hey, I'm not
don't
blame for you and not for me, but like,
and you don't have to call it out, but you can have that internal conversation. Just go like, that's not for me. Like, I'm just gonna let this person go because what they do is not what I'm into, and that's okay. Like, but 6 months down the road, when you get that blindsided, like, and you do this, and I'm just like, whoa, 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 whoa. I had social media.
It was like 3 months in for me, but it was like a switch flipped, and I was like, whoa. Because I was dressing like this when we go out on dates, like trips. And then all of a sudden it was like, I started covering up. Even my friends would notice. And I'm like, I just, and not that covering up means anything, but I just didn't feel good about myself.
Yeah, because that's not you. You're not being authentic to yourself.
I wasn't going to the gym because this person really
things that make you happy. Like you love fashion, you love clothes, you love,
and I don't really, honestly. This is like me on a daily basis.
You're like a balance,
shoes, like ripped jeans, like
you doll up though, and that's what we were saying. Yeah, this is us. Like this is totally
when I go out,
our vibe. But if we're going out, that's
heels. And she's in some high ass heels, and she's already tall.
Yeah, I have no problem with my height. I will tower over.
My thing is like after I had kids, I couldn't do platforms anymore.
Yeah.
Like I feel like I'm so close to rolling my ankle.
I feel like I've lately, and I'm like, I don't know if this is gonna age me, but I'm loving me some wedges lately because they're so comfortable.
It is summer.
They're ridiculously comfortable. I'm like, I don't know what it is because I used to kind of be like, no, I'm only heels, and all this stuff. But now, like, I find myself going for the wedges, and I'm like, oh, 40's coming.
Well, I mean, that's not bad. It's summertime, so it's acceptable. Throughout the last job, I wore heels every day.
Oh, wow.
And now I just embrace the fact that I can literally go to work like this. And I'm so comfortable and I more lovable.
Yeah.
Because honestly, you don't want to see me like injecting you wearing heels and like, what if I lose my balance? I don't know. I just like to be comfortable. And people are like, why not just wear scrubs? And I was like, I could, but I also wore those for like 6 years in the hospital.
I love
business.
but you have like little cute skirts. You always have awesome sneakers. We're both sneakerheads. So like your sneakers are always super cute.
I try, dating someone who's a sneakerhead. He's been putting me on some more like sneakers, which is nice, but I don't pay that much. So here's one thing about me. I'll look good when I go out. Like I'll look very put together, but my outfits probably cost less than $10. Shein,
we are Shein girls.
Shein, I'm sorry for people who are like against like Shein, but everything's Shein. Yeah. I'm not paying full price.
You can make it look tasteful and honestly expensive. Like that's how I like my whole social media is a balance of Target and Shein mixed with Louboutins and Valentinos. And it's like, but finding that balance and pairing everything well, like people are always like, where'd you get that? I'm like, or Amazon. I love me some Amazon.
Yes, but sometimes it is a little bit more pricey. Yeah. I just can't bring myself to spend like a good chunk of money on like a shirt. That's probably gonna like shrink in the wash or whatever.
Women's style changes so much. Men, I feel like their clothes are more expensive because their style doesn't change as often.
And a lot of it is basic.
Yeah.
Tees that you can keep using over and over. So okay, fine. But I'm like, for me, I'm like, no, I'm not paying full price. So when he got me these shoes, I was like, how much did you spend? Because I just don't spend that kind of money on myself.
That's
I'm more like
too.
Mom guilt, but also like, well, single parent, like on my expenses, I just have to pick and choose and prioritize, obviously. But if you tell me like, Kristi, would you rather have this bag for $3,000 or you want to go on this trip? And
trip all
day. I'm like, let's go on
experience. Give me a beach.
Fuck the bag.
Yeah.
Like
all day. This is my bag.
I know you don't ever carry.
I don't carry a bag. I'm not a bag person. So I know.
I'll carry like everybody small one.
Put their stuff in my bag, and then I'm like everybody's Uber, like of thing. I'm like, no, I can't do it. I am not a bag.
She doesn't ever carry a bag when we got her. Like she's hugged her phone, and I'm like, oh my god, just where do you even put your phone? But I will go and spend for a trip, no problem. Tickets, hotel, whatever. But you tell me to buy a purse for like $5,000, I just.
And that's okay for those that do that. Some people get that same satisfaction from a bag that we get from a tray.
And that's totally fine.
That's their thing. And that's okay. It's just not what I'm a trip person too. I do buy shoes, like all of my shoes. I am a sneakerhead. I love Jordans. I have probably about 50 something pairs of Jordans. It's pretty bad. But whenever I go to trial or settle cases for a large amount, I reward myself with a pair of shoes. So like I've gotten, and I know it's wild, but I'll look at like I have a pair of Louboutins and I know that trial I got the Louboutins.
So it's like each trial you get yourself.
I do. And I'm like, those were a $1.2 million trial. Yeah. Like, that's cool, And then my next pair, this was my first trial, is a pair of Valentinos. And so it's like I have each pair that have a moment in memory, but I wear my shoes. I don't, mine are scuffed up and like I'm not idolizing my shoes. Like they get worn.
Maybe this is my age showing. Okay, so you can spend $1,000 on shoes, right? You can get you some nice Louboutins.
Put your forehead.
Oh no, I wasn't gonna say that. But like, you know what shoes I think like are very simple, does the job because I'm more of a simple look. Sam Edelman's. And they're so comfortable.
They're very comfortable.
They're so comfortable. So I would wear them all day. So versus like me paying like $1,000 for a pair of shoes that I'm literally only going to wear for maybe max 2 hours a night. Every so often I go for comfort.
Yeah, so absolutely.
Those are places where I'm very practical. And then other places of my life.
Louboutins are not for standing.
Yeah, I won't.
Take that however you want.
I won't. That's why I don't.
For sitting, and like, so I have to think if I'm going out where if I'm wearing the Louboutins. I'm like, okay, if I'm going to Vegas all night, I am not wearing these. Like, this is not a standing shoe, not a dancing shoe, none of that stuff. Like, these are not made for that. So
that's how I feel like Vegas, because you walk across the
you can
hotel.
have flats.
By the time I've walked across the hotel,
door,
I'm like, my feet are fucking killing me. So some of the clubs do sell flip flops.
Yes.
In the clubs, I'm like, I need those by the end of the night. Because I'm not going to be one of those girls walking around barefoot.
Shoes like in corners of Vegas. Have you ever seen that? Oh my God. It's like, I honestly want to like do like this tombstone, like graveyard of shoes. Yes. And casinos in Vegas. Because it's girls that are drunk and they can't survive. So there's like these shoes.
I have a friend. He's so funny because I think he plays poker, I think. And he'll post on Instagram all the time. It's like, it's so gross to him that women walk around barefoot in Vegas. And it is gross. But he'll post and he'll take pictures of their black feet from just walking barefoot.
And he could make some money on that.
And I'm like, that's fucking nasty. And I was like, I will not walk through this hotel without my shoes on. But as soon as I got in that elevator, I'm going to take that shit off. I'm going to walk to the room. But man, it's crazy.
Yeah.
I have patients who have like closets full of bags and shoes, and I'm like, oh my God, how many millions of dollars is in this room right now? I think about, oh, that's my car note, oh, that's my student loans, oh, that's my credit card I can pay off. So it's just obviously different stages in our life, right?
When I worked as a makeup artist, I worked for a boudoir photographer, and she had clients come in with La Perla and Agent Provocateur lingerie.
Yeah.
It's just a few little inches of fabric and $800 for, and I'm just like, and they're like, oh my God, is this my, like, whatever, I have a drawer full.
You literally wear it for 2 minutes and it comes right off of you.
And beat it, like, and then it just sits. And I have I did go through a phase where I really enjoyed really, really nice lingerie, but I think I have like 3 pieces. And then it was to a point where it's like, this is pointless. Like, this is crazy.
Yeah.
But
you know what?
High five to those other women and high five to their husbands.
Yeah. If you can pay for it. I mean, if you can afford it and that's fine, that's your life. I'm not knocking it, but I'm just like, it's just not where I'm at.
Yeah.
Right now.
Yeah. Trips.
Yeah. Trips. I like
trips are lovely.
Yes. Acts of vacation.
Acts of vacation. Yes. Amen.
Okay. So, tell me worst date ever.
Oh my gosh. Worst date ever. This was shortly after my divorce, and I didn't know anything about dating. Well, I have 2, honestly, and 2, they're just as crazy. They're like just as wild. I didn't know anything about dating, because online, the swipe society wasn't a thing whenever I was, when I met my husband, or then husband. So I was going through my divorce, and I think we had maybe just gotten like finalized or something, but I took some time off anyways. I wasn't interested in the dating world, but I matched with this guy, and he was like, okay, he made the plans, cool. And he was like, meet me at Mastro's at 7:00 or whatever. So I was like, okay, cool. So I met him, at Mastro's. He was 30 minutes late. First flag. So 30 minutes late.
Now you're not about to lay on me. Because you know what? My ass would have been at the bar and somebody else would have taken me on a date that night.
Yeah. And so then he shows up finally, and we are chatting and whatever. And I'm just not feeling it.
Yeah.
But I'm like, you know what? Maybe it's just because I'm not ready to date. I'm very much like, I'll have these moments where I'm like, you're not ready to date. Like, go home. So he was like, you want to go to H Bar? Was it H Bar?
Yeah.
Yeah. So he's like, you want to go to H Bar right at Post Oak, because it was right there. And so I left my car at Mastro's and we just walked. And we get to
Did he pay for dinner at least?
Yeah, he did. He did. And we get to H Bar, and he's starting to kind of act a little drunk. And I'm not a big drinker. And so me being around like really, really belligerent type people, like I just am not like into it. And I'm like, bro, it's our first date. Like, are you really like this out of control? So he ends up spilling my champagne glass, like, and it goes all over my chest. And he's like trying to clean me up. And I'm like, okay, now we're invading my personal space. So I was like, hey, I think I'm going to go home. And at that time, I was driving a Jeep, and he goes to the valet or whatever, and he sits on the front corner panel of my of my car. He's like, "You don't want to come over?" And I was like, "No, I'm good. Like, I'm good. I'm gonna go home." And he was like, kind of like blocking, like where I couldn't. And I was like, "Well, maybe I'll talk to you later. Like, have a good night, kind of thing."
Yeah.
And he kind of threw a little bit of like just a man fit, like, his body language is. I was like, "No." And side hug, kind of goodbye, whatever. Like my side hug game is on point. So the next day,
Yeah.
my ex-husband gets flowers. And the more strange part is that he lived in an apartment at the time because we had just sold our house and he was building a new house. So he was living in an apartment. So it's like, "How did you find this?" And the card said, "Thanks for letting a good one go. I had a great time with her last night." So then, mind you, I met this man.
That's crazy.
I met this man at Mastro's. So he didn't go to my home, didn't pick me up, didn't drop me off. No stuff. So then the next day, I get flowers delivered to my house. And it was like, as much as I enjoyed sending him flowers, I like you more. And I'm like,
Ew.
WTF.
Ew.
Like, this is my home. This is where my children live. Like, this is my home. And so I'm kind of like, psychotherapist here, Telly, trying to be all, So I was like, "Hey, I really appreciate the flowers. Like, it was really sweet of you." And I'm trying to like, lead with kindness because this person obviously, for one, he knows where I fucking live. So I'm like, "But I just, this is just kind of like overstepping a boundary and, I'm really not comfortable with it. But, I don't feel like I'm your person. And I just think that it's best that we part our ways." So he responds back and sends me these motivational quotes about how some people love the other more than the other person. And love.
Oh my God.
And
You
like,
really, that one's so
motivational quotes. So I'm just like, what the
blocked.
So blocked. And honestly, I have police friends. So I let them know, like, "Hey, like, this is weird. This is some crazy stuff." A year later, I get a message on Facebook Messenger and he said, "I just want you to know that you don't have to worry about me anymore. I'm moving to Hawaii." I was like, "Should I have been worrying about you? Like, I haven't been."
Oh, that's crazy.
So, like, what do you thought? Like, it's been a year and I didn't know that you were still on my radar. So what the hell?
Why am I still on your radar?
Yeah. So that was probably the worst and creepiest and everything else. And I was just yeah.
No.
Yeah. And then another one I've been thrown up on. And,
Oh God.
and then he was throwing up on himself. And then he was trying to like mask it and hide it. And it was just awful. Like lost his phone in the Uber and it was awful. But yeah, so.
Oh my God.
Yeah. That's why I don't like to date. I'm good. I'm good.
Oh my God.
Yeah. So that was fun.
How uncomfortable.
Very.
I honestly, I can't remember. I don't think I've had a super bad worst date. I think it was just like you could tell that we didn't vibe.
Yeah.
And it was just not going to go anywhere.
Yeah.
That was it.
And that's okay.
Yeah.
That's okay.
But I don't have any crazy stories, I think.
I've been told that I was really tall and they would prefer it if I didn't wear heels. And
I'd be like, "Well, I just prefer not to date you."
Yeah.
Thank you.
My shoes more than you.
What is your most unhinged girl moment?
My most unhinged?
Yeah.
What do you mean?
Like, did you crash out over anyone ever before? And if you did, like, how did you do it?
I mean, okay, so I was 19 and like over a guy?
Yeah.
Okay. Like this is vengeful. This is some vengeful stuff.
Okay.
But I was on tour and I came home early to surprise him. Mm-hmm. And I was the one surprised. There was a girl on my couch. And so I was super like, but I'm one of those, I wait. And I
wait.
I wait for my moment.
I can't. I'm so impatient.
No, I very much will. When you're least expecting it, or when I'm off your radar of who's gonna, come at you, is when I strike. And so I waited, and he had a criminal background, And I knew about it. And at this time, this is like before cell phones were even, these were like T-Mobile Sidekick days. So like technology was not what it is now. Like you can get away with a lot more now. But I faxed from a FedEx place. So it was like fully like anonymous, his criminal background to his boss. And he had a career, like a true, like great career. And he got fired and like fully like just messied up those waters. But that was probably like my moment. But it was probably about a year later. Just gave it a moment and then struck. So yeah, that's probably my most unhinged thing because I did mess with his career. I don't necessarily feel bad about it though, because he cheated on me.
That takes a lot of patience, to be honest, because I wear my emotions on my face. You can tell I'm upset. If I see something crazy, I'm like, I'm going to call you right away.
Yeah.
There's been a few times where I waited till we were in person, but already that was hard. Like, I can't hide it. I have to address it at that time. So for me to like formulate a game plan of how to like do all that, I can't.
If my friends are going through breakups around Valentine's Day, you can buy a cockroach that gets fed to an animal at the zoo. You do it online. And you name it your ex. And so I've bought some friends cockroaches.
That's
and they
hilarious.
they have a video of them feeding the cockroach to the pet or to the animal. So that's also, it's therapy.
I don't think I've maybe internally crashed out about people that I've dated before, or even to my friends, but I've never done anything to these people, I don't think. I will say I've crashed out on women. The women that they've cheated on me with, I definitely crashed out on one of them.
I can't do that for me unless the girl knows that he's in a relationship. Then that's different. Yeah, then she deserves it.
But actually, when I crashed out, it wasn't when I found him cheating on. Like, yeah, I did. I sent her some messages, like, and was verbally saying some stupid shit, whatever. But during the time, but afterwards, I'm not gonna fight over a man like that. Because if a man wants to be with you, then he was never really for me. And so I'm not about to crash out over a man, but I will. And I definitely have crashed out over my kids.
Oh, 100%.
So that's my boundary. So when this person was dating or engaged to one of my kids' fathers, she was trying to tell me how to co-parent. Actually, we're cool now. Okay, so me and her are cool now. So I just want to say that, right? But this is my story. Yeah. They're no longer together, but me and her are cool. So we have a trauma bond. So because everything I warned her about happened. And I crashed out on her over my daughter, and I went fucking apeshit in the middle of Katy, Texas at the dance studio because at that time she was trying to tell me how to co-parent with him, and I lost my shit.
But that's a boundary.
So that was a boundary for me. Don't tell me you can have the man because he ain't shit anyways. But you know what? You can't. Don't talk to me about me and my kids.
I'm the same. Like my ex-husband's fiance is great with my kids. She loves my kids. I appreciate that because I want them to feel love from, whoever else is in their life on that side.
More people in their lives who love them will only help them. So I'm a firm believer on that. So
I appreciate her. Now, her and I don't necessarily get along, but we don't have to be besties. Like, I don't need to be friends with her. My ex-husband and I, we co-parent, we get along great. But like, there's like, I'm very much like a boundaries person, and don't step into something that you don't belong in. And I've fallen short on that on my own, and I've allowed somebody to step into my co-parent dynamic. And I wish I hadn't, but I did because I thought that it would just make everything peaceful and whatever. But it ended up causing more issue, and she has done that a couple of times, and it causes more friction. But at the end of the day, she's great to my kids, and
that's all you can ask for.
All I can ask for. Like, I don't need to be friends with her though.
I mean, I've done the same. You're not like it's really hard when you get into a new relationship and you're co-parenting with someone, and in my case, multiple someone. So it's really hard to step into that dynamic, number one, but to navigate like your own boundaries and you want to respect your partner's boundaries, but you want to make sure you don't rock the boat with co-parenting because that is a slippery slope. And, who suffers is the kids, right? And I don't want them to suffer, and I don't want them to be like in some sort of tug of war between their parents. So, keeping the peace is really like big for me, but also still maintaining boundaries. I will say, like, when my exes have dated somebody new, or depending on who it is, like a lot of them, not my oldest son, but some of the other ones. Anyways, they will overstep their boundary.
Yeah.
And it's always the ones who don't have their own kids. They have something to say about co-parenting and how it should be, and like overstep with my kids. And I've lost it. Because there's certain things where I'm like, listen, as a mom, I would never do that. Because I've also dated somebody who had kids, and I never overstepped. He had, baby mamas or whatever. And I was like, that's y'all's business. Leave me out of it. That's y'all's kids. Here to support in any way. I don't want drama with no baby mamas because I don't.
Yeah.
And I know what it feels like.
Yeah.
And I am a baby mama, so I understand what it feels like. And so I'm just like, leave me out of it.
Yeah.
That's y'all's stuff. I'm not part of that. I 100% respect what y'all do. If y'all have a lack of boundaries and y'all do things a certain way, cool. That's how y'all do it. This is how I do it. We're going to respect it. And
I agree. It is helpful whenever the person has kids, and, and they're understanding. She doesn't have kids of her own.
Yeah.
So that was something that I feel like, just because she didn't know, I can't even fault her for it. Like, it's just something that she didn't know. Yeah. She thought in her mind that this is how
it was okay.
And so it's kind of like we have this push-pull thing. But at the end of the day, like I've said multiple times, and I've always said this, is she's good to my kids.
Yeah.
Like, my kids text her and she checks in on them and she loves them. Like, they are her own.
That's all
a family.
I love that.
I'm cool with that.
I love that. I will say whoever, they are good to my kids. So that's all I can ask for, and that's all I pray for, right? Is that you're good to my kids and you love my kids like they're your own. My bone to pick with them is my bone. And it's just, I want that respect, right?
Yeah, I agree.
If it just respect, that's it. That's all that I ask
for.
Like,
know that I'm still a part of this dynamic.
Or like include me in certain things, right? If you make a decision, like let's say it's one of my kids' first times doing anything, and that should be technically a mother kind of moment, right. Like give me a heads up or talk to me about it. Have that respect with me. And that's where I'm like, okay, cool, we can co-parent, right? But it's also hard co-parenting with people and their significant others when the co-parent, you just never know what they say. So they already have some skewed image of me, which is fine. I'm like, cool, whatever. But at the end of the day, it's still my kids. So
it's all about the kids. And
I'm still here.
And I feel like
going anywhere.
I know we have to go, but I do feel like in the dating world, one of my biggest red flags is, and it's become something more present lately, is asking if the man does have kids.
Yeah.
What is your relationship with your ex? Because if it is a toxic relationship, that becomes your toxic environment. And
why is it toxic?
And, because
not every woman or baby mama is crazy.
No.
Some of us have real reasons to be fucking crazy. Let me tell you that.
Yeah, it's like it's provoked, or it's this, or it's that, or they really are crazy. Like, they are really like,
some people are really fucking crazy.
For sure.
Yeah.
But it's definitely one of those things that, again, you need to have self-talk and be like, okay, they have a toxic relationship with their ex. Is that something that I want to be a part of? And then for me, I kind of like, but that's become a very big, like, your relationship with your ex affects the whole dynamic. And I love my relationship with my ex-husband. Like, he's a great dad. I don't even say I'm a single mother anymore. Like, I say I'm a single parent, like, because I have a partnership and we're a team, and we've always said that we're a team.
I guess it just depends on which baby daddy you're asking me about. So there's levels to it.
You're like, I'm on a spectrum. So
there's a spectrum for me. So, but I really appreciate you being here. It was so much fun. It's just like, it's so nice to just girl chat, but it's just on camera. So thank you for coming to our episode of Hurt Your Lips. And I don't know who I'm gonna have on here next.
So I will keep it a mystery.
We'll see. Bye. Thank you.
Bye.